Yeah. Y'all watching the Grind Ethics mixtape show, and I'm your host, Viktory Bx Supreme Promoter, basically. You know what I mean? I'm saying, basically. Yeah, what up? What up? Y'all watching a new episode of the Grind Ethics mixtape show. Anybody that like this episode, please smash the like button and subscribe if you like it. And then you do subscribe, ring that doorbell. Yeah, ring that doorbell. Okay? Ring that little bell. And also drop a comment if you like the show. Also, definitely, I don't know if you've been hearing from my last previous episodes, but I'm about to go on a real grind ethics tour, a grind ethics tour around the country. You know, I might even go to Africa. I might even go to my parents' country over in Nigeria in December. You know, let's see. But that'll be part of the tour if that happens. But yeah, my first stop is Atlanta, Georgia. I'm gonna interview some people that I know, some brothers that I know that I'm real close to. So tune into that, man. You know, if anybody can make a donation towards the Grind Ethics tour, that'd be great. The link is down below. Grind Ethics a Cash App. If you could make a donation if you want, that's cool. If you don't, whatever. That's also cool. You know. Uh, but yeah, man. For the last couple of few days, I was locked up in my crib. You know, trying to heal my leg because I caught this middle age cramp in my fucking ass. Pause. But I caught a fucking cramp in my motherfucking leg, my motherfucking ass. It was fucking hurting me, man. It was worse than any leg injury I ever had, right? I couldn't even I was crawling to the bathroom, my nigga. I was crawling to the bathroom. I had to use I went from using a fucking a cane to a wheelchair, then use the cane again, back to the wheelchair. No, I'm okay. I was using some medicine. Word of advice: if you have a cramp in any part of your body, uh, fuck with that coconut butter. Coconut coconut oil. That coconut oil that you cook with. Use that, and also you could use black seed oil too. Black seed oil will also do the trick. But anyway, the show is not about that. Then again, it is. I kind of introduce, natural medicine to the topic that I'm gonna talk about, which is nature. Nature is abundant. Yes, nature is abundant for all y'all modern day city folk, for all y'all city slickers. Nature is abundant. When I was, what I'm saying, going through my healing process or whatever, I was watching YouTube. I was watching a bunch of videos on people starting something called, what does this called? Ecosystem communities. Ecosystem communities. I was looking at a woman who started her own land trust. She controls a whole land trust, her and her partners, for many years over in Ithaca, New York, upstate New York. And it was really interesting. People who was tired. And everybody that I was watching don't know each other probably, but the reason why they live in nature, in the midst of nature, primary for the same reason, because they're tired of the fucking rat race. They're tired of living a fucking rat race. You know, even right now, the uh, 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 the housing crisis in America is crazy. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I was even watching a YouTube video of Hawaii. Hawaii is number 3 in homelessness. I had no idea. I mean, I always knew there was ghettos and slums in Hawaii, but I never knew that it was ranked number 3 in homeless problems. I never knew that. And then I saw a woman, a Hawaiian woman named, what's her name? Twinkle. A Hawaiian woman named Twinkle. She actually created her own community. You know, she created her own community. Like inside of the woods or not too far or not far from the city, or basically in the city of Hawaii, one of the cities or one of the sections of Hawaii where you have the little rural area is where she set up her community of people that went through the same thing that she was going through as far as being a victim of rent increase. You know, you got people. There was one guy in Hawaii who said he was on SSI and he still couldn't pay his rent. And you know, SSI, when you're on SSI, the government would pay most of your rent and you pay just a little bit, a couple of hundred, maybe $200, $300, $400 or whatever. And in some cases, it's $100 or $150. But no, the SSI situation could not cover none of his rent because the landlord keep increasing his rent every so often. And he couldn't afford to stay he couldn't even afford to stay in the fucking hood, in the fucking ghetto. Now you know when the housing crisis is crazy. You know when there's a real crisis, when not even people can't even afford to live in the ghetto, even if they have steady incomes, even if they're on SSI. That's crazy. Hawaii's housing situation is worse than New York. At least in New York State, landlords can no longer just increase rent for the fuck of it. You know? But there's still a housing crisis in New York. At least New York is a blood-sucking city. New York City is a blood-sucking city, but at least New York take care of its residents to a certain degree, even the low-income residents, especially the low-income residents. I would say New York does a better job taking care of the lower-income residents compared to the so-called middle-class residents. The so-called middle-class residents, they dying off this inflation shit. They come out of pocket for high prices of everything, almost everything. But anyway, so it's like people are running out of choices. What apartment, what building I'm gonna live, or should I live in a house? Or no, man. It's like go back to nature. Go back to nature. Just like just where we came from. That's where we were bred from. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody don't have the mindset to kind of live off the grid or escape society or whatever. Me, I'm kind of flirting with the idea of kind of living off the grid. Maybe not completely, because in these videos, you got people that still tapped in. Like you in this video, you got these group of people in Cali. They have something called a commune, right? Where there's a group of people in this spot where they making actual products from the land, right? And they actually selling it to the big cities. You know what I'm saying? Or especially the nearby city, you know what I'm saying, that's next to their rural area, you know? And they don't make that much money, but they cost of living in the commune is cheap. It's way cheaper to live in an apartment. You know, so nobody's complaining. Everybody love how they living, and people are growing food. They creating resources. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. And some people in different areas, you know what I'm saying, in different situations like that, they have their own business. They paying. They're not on. They're not in tune. They're not out of tune with the internet or technology. You got some people that's living in these rural areas or living in these small rural communities. They're actually selling products online, just like everybody else. So they're doing certain things that people are doing in the city areas, in the modern day city areas, and in the suburban areas, you know. But they're living life in their own terms. They live in life in their own terms. And I always say, when you live life in your own terms, when you bet on yourself, you can't lose, regardless of how much so-called money you lose, because the money's not real anyway. So what the fuck you lost? Nothing. You could always start from scratch and be like, fuck it. You know, it's about shaping a better perspective than always being on some, oh, why always me? Why always me? You know? You know what I'm saying? And it's funny too, because the pain that I was going through for the last couple of few days, it taught me a lesson. It taught me something. I learned something from it. Because I remember on Sunday, right? The pain was kind of creeping up on my leg. It wasn't crazy yet. And then when I was sleeping that Sunday night, Monday night or Monday morning, well, it was 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. I think it was close to 5 in the morning, and I was screaming. I was literally screaming. I was trying to go to the bathroom to take a piss. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to sleep on the floor. You know, you know what I'm saying? I was going through the most pain. And it wasn't the first time I went through that type of pain with the cramp, you know? And I learned, and when it comes to having a cramp with me, I don't know if everyone else experienced this when they have cramps, right? I experience whenever I have a cramp, before it gets better, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse before it gets better. So I felt like I had to be sick for a little while. I had to miss days of work, of hustling, selling my merchandise or whatever. I had to do that. I had to have a reason to lock myself in a house and study different ways of how people live in nature. That's why I had to have that cramp. Everything happened for a reason. Everything that we think is bad, sometimes certain good things come out of it. That's why it's good to shape your own perspective, you know? Yes, I didn't make no cash for the last couple of few days. Big fucking deal. I got merchandise. Big fucking deal. Big deal. Yo, Victor, you was missing all this money. Really? I feel like I wasn't missing nothing. Because I'm in a system. And cash, it rules everything around me, but it doesn't rule me. I'm not impulsive about it. So it's like, what did I really miss? I ate my food. I ate food. I wasn't starving while I was sick. I was able to take a shower. I was able to, you know, whatever. I was able to take some medicine. I was able to write some jokes. I was like, let me take the time to write some jokes. But that pain, that extreme pain had to happen. You know, just like how some of y'all that's watching, y'all going through the pain of paying rent. Paying rent in America is pain to a lot of people. Not everybody, but a lot of people across the board. They're working, so much working class people, even people that got decent and good salaries is going through the pain of rent. So at this point, before, to some people, the situation was kind of getting bad, but not too bad. But to some people, motherfuckers is really feeling that pain in their ass, that cramp in their fucking ass. Okay? People really feeling that cramp in their leg. They feeling the fucking pressure now. Oh, damn, the fucking landlord paid. It's been 3 months. It's been 3 months and he raised the rent again? Okay, it's $20. But still, he raised the rent again? You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these corporate landlords are doing that. Not regular random people who own houses or own cribs, you know what I'm saying, who actually manage their property. You know what I'm saying? It's the corporate landlords that's fucking this shit up. Not the mom and pop landlords. You know what I'm saying? I like that term, mom and pop landlords. Like mom and pop shops. But anyway, come on. They're the ones that's fucking this shit up. And the pain is getting crazy for some of y'all. For some of y'all, it's not crazy yet. Y'all feeling a little pain, but you're not feeling that crush. You're not feeling that ultimate burn of paying rent. Some of y'all who might have who making decent cash, some of y'all are spending 50% of your cash on rent. And then the other money is going to other things like Medicare. Or if you're down with the Teamsters, it's going to that too. And other things. So it's like, what you got left? You might have a little bit of left if you have a decent, good job. You know, but a good job is subjective. It's subjective. You know? But yeah, some of y'all really feeling the pain, and some of y'all haven't felt the ultimate pain yet. You know? So the question is, how long are you gonna subject yourself? Okay? Paying this fucking rent. High ass rent. How long are you gonna subject yourself to bullshit and realize that, yo, maybe I need to go back to nature. Maybe I need to live at least 1 or 2 years in a compound somewhere in the woods, or maybe a homestead, or maybe a community-based center somewhere in the forest, where people all about themselves, where people all about each other, not just themselves. So I can learn more. You know what I'm saying? How long is it gonna take? I'm flirting with the idea of really living somewhere not too far from New York for 1 year, 6 months, maybe a couple of months if I can, and learn how to farm, learn how to grow food, learn how to do other, self-sufficient stuff. Because let's keep it real, living in the modern city is disabled us. You know how many of us don't know how to fucking grow food? You know how many of us come from the down south agriculture area and come from places like Africa where people usually grow food, and come from the Caribbean? Or even if you're European, you might come from a place like Little Sicily, or the rural area somewhere in England, like American Werewolf in London. When I watched American Werewolf in London, that's when I learned that I didn't know that England had its own woods. I didn't know. I thought England was all city. But anyway, but yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm not just flirting with the idea. I'm gonna do it. I'm going about doing it, man. No, regardless of how long it takes, regardless if I'm doing it in the midst of everything else I'm doing. Hey, I don't have a W-2 job that's slaving me, that's breaking my ass, you know? And that's a good thing. I could just pick up and leave. Just accumulate a certain amount of cash and just fucking leave and learn how to be more self-sufficient. That's my goal, is to be more self-sufficient, man. And you know what I'm saying? Learn how to grow food, or control my own food supplies to a certain degree, man. You know what I'm saying? We all should be thinking about that. Those who are suffering from paying rent, and also those who are suffering from high prices on food. Because let's keep it real. These big corporations, these big food corporations, they bringing up they basically see y'all niggas as food. Okay? And when I say niggas, I'm not talking about just so-called black people. I'm talking about everybody. You know? The food, the big, the food corporations see y'all as food. So they eating y'all up. They eating up your financial life. It's funny because they're a food company. Food company, you got these big food companies that's eating up people's eating up people's financial life like it's like they're food. They're looking at you like you're food, especially that big corporation, that big food corporation, Tyson. And I'm not talking about the boxer. Tyson, forget about it. There's some bloodsuckers of the poor. There's some real bloodsuckers. I never ate no food from Tyson. Fuck Tyson. Not the boxer, but the food company. Okay? I'm like, yo, man, it's crazy out here. It's crazy, and we still want to live in this fucking life. You have to understand the system is not, and some of y'all still relying on the system to change your living situation and to change your food situation. No, man. Every state government is in cahoots with the fucking corporation world. They all going in bed with each other. It's a big orgy. Okay? The government is having a big orgy fest with these corporations like Tyson, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, Burger King. Come on, man. The list goes on and on, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a one big orgy fest. Come on, man. And some of y'all still talking that and still telling your kids, yo, if you work hard within the system, if you get a decent job or somewhat of a good job and you work real hard, maybe you get a raise, or maybe you'll get a promotion, or maybe you're gonna suffer some more. How about that? Maybe you're gonna suffer. I'm sorry, but I'm not built for this life. I'm sorry. I'm not built for this fucking life. You know? I'm not built for this shit. You know? What did Michael Blackson say? I can't get jiggy with this. This is bullshit. This ain't Joe and Blaze. This morning life ain't Joe and Blaze. Look, I'm joking. I'm joking just to get over the pain of how painful this shit is. I'm joking. You know, it's painful. It's painful, man. And I'm not paying rent, but I feel the pain. I don't pay New York City rent, and I'm paying, and I feel the pain. You know, I'm complaining about the high prices of food, and I feel the pain just by living here. You know, fuck all that shit. And people still telling people, man, people still fooling themselves. Like, yo, if I just work hard, maybe I'll get another job, or maybe I'll get 2 jobs, 3 jobs. No, man. Life is telling you, man, have some sense of nature, even if you don't live completely off the grid. And I'm not saying to completely off the grid, because I don't have the mindset to completely live off the grid. But I don't mind spending some time in the woodsy area, man, learning how to be self-sufficient, man. That's what it's about, man. Most of us living this morning life, but we're not self-sufficient, man. We're not self-sufficient. You know, we letting back in the 1800s, back in the 1700s in America, and all over the country and all over the planet, people knew how to grow food. People knew how to build things with their hands. People knew how to do certain things. You know what I'm saying? People knew how to do certain things, man. It was a regular thing. Being a farmer was a regular thing. Nowadays, if you tell people that you're a farmer, they'll be like, oh, shoot. I never met one of y'all niggas before. For real, yo, farmer? You know what I'm saying? It's not a regular thing no more. Ever since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, the Industrial Revolution played a part in that. The Industrial Revolution played a part in the modern day slavery. You know, they played a part in that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do a documentary about that. How the Industrial Revolution played a big part in modern day slavery in America. Ooh, that's strong. That's strong. I dare anybody to fucking challenge me on that. I dare anybody. Don't make me come back to my debate days. I hate debate. I don't debate no more. But don't wake up my ego. Don't wake up. Don't let me turn that key and let my ego out the cage and connect my ego with the truth. Don't do that. Don't get fucked up. Don't challenge victory. Don't get fucked up. Because once I do that, when I do this documentary about the industrial world involved with the modern day slavery, come on, man. Don't get fucked up here. And depending on how I feel, I might let a motherfucker. I might not even, you know. But then again, I let the documentary speak for itself. I don't have to say shit, you know. But yeah, man. And they hypnotize us. And another thing is they program our subconscious mind into entering or participating in a rat race that we can never win. You know, it's a rat race we living in. I live in a rat race, but I'm not. You know how I won the rat race? By just leaving the rat race. This is how I left the rat race. I didn't run. I left the rat race by simply walking like this. Matter of fact, let me take my cup with me. That's how I escaped the rat race, by just walking. Walking like a true G, nigga. And I don't think like nobody, and I don't even think like the average self-employed person, because let's keep it real. The average self-employed person, I did an episode on this, how self-employed people who brag about being their own boss, they still work trading time for money like a 9-to-5er or like a W-2 worker. They're still slaving for this fucking so-called cash. I told you the story how one of my niggas was selling weed at one point. He was selling weed at one point. And we was on 3rd Avenue, and I told him, yo, I gotta take a break. Tomorrow is Sunday. He was like, yo, on Sundays, yo, us hustlers, we work every day. And when it comes to Sundays or weekends, we just work half the day. But we work all day, every day. But we work every day, us hustlers. I'm like, damn, now you putting rules on me? I can't take 1 or 2 days off or a week off from hustling, even though I got enough money just to chill with? You see? You see? Self-employed people go through this shit too. Self-employed people, they got their own rat race they're running. There's different rat races. There's different rat races. There's rat races there's a rat race in the 9-to-5 world. There's a rat race within the self-employed world, and there's a rat race within the entrepreneur world. And there's a rat race within the entertainment world. You know what I'm saying? And it all consists of every rat race, or almost every rat race kind of consists of feeding a machine. Like the 9-to-5 rat race consists of feeding the big corporation world. The entertainment rat race consists of feeding the corporation world. Same motherfuckers, basically. The entertainment world, you know, Hollywood, the music business, the fashion fashion is kind of entertainment. You know what I'm talking about. You know? It's all about even if you're an actor trying to get down with Hollywood or a filmmaker trying to get down with Hollywood, you're participating in a rat race that you cannot win. You're participating in the rat race. That's not to your favor. You know? And some of y'all think it's all about following or being down with a system. No, nigga, you do what the fuck you do. Whatever you do, I don't care if you're an entrepreneur, artist, whatever, congratulations. You won already. You won already by starting what you're doing. If you want to be a successful restaurant owner, what you got to do first? You got to start the restaurant. How you gonna be a successful restaurant owner if you don't start the restaurant? How you gonna be a money-making artist if you don't first become an artist first? So you already did the big shit already, in a way. You already won already. And everything else is extra, nigga. But y'all caught up in the extra shit. And you were programmed to get caught up in the bonuses. But the bonuses is not that, it's not as important as the foundation. You already started what you did. One day, you decided to become a rapper, and you started and you started it, and some of y'all been rapping for years. One time you decided to become a filmmaker, and you went to Best Buy or some electronics store, and you bought yourself a professional a camera or whatever. Started out with a camcorder, or maybe went to some cell phone store and started out with an iPhone. And now you're a filmmaker. For maybe 2 to 5 years, you're a filmmaker. And you trying to get down with a system that don't want you. Start your own system. This is what the ecosystem concept is about. It's about getting together with like-minded people and building together. And nobody's above nobody. You know? Nobody's above nobody. That's the type of world I want to be down with. You know? Fuck this slavery shit. Slavery's whack. Slavery's whack. You know? Freedom? Freedom feels a little bit better. A little bit better. But yeah, man. Like I said, nature is abundant, man. Nature is abundant. I was watching a video of somebody actually growing that actually grew, or actually saw a video of a whole garden on a rooftop, on top of a house. Yo, me as a bronze cat, I never seen that before. Me as a city boy, I never seen some shit like that before. Yo, and it's funny because people who are part of the ecosystem world, they have a saying, nothing is a waste. I seen a video of a dude who created his own ecosystem with some other people, right? In the middle of a suburban area. And the shit looked like it looked like they're in the woods somewhere, in the middle of the woods, but they're in a parking lot. He actually broke down a whole parking lot, bought a whole parking lot, broke it down, and turned it into like a Amazon type of garden. This shit look beautiful, man. Shit look crazy. And he was like, yo, everybody in the community, we don't throw away our shit and piss. Yo, these people actually got big containers with a bunch of urine and feces that they use for the garden to grow and to maintain the life of the agriculture. I'm like, that shit is crazy. I mean, I always knew shit was good for the garden, but I never knew piss was beneficial to the garden life. I never knew that. And this dude was like, yo, he was showing the demonstration. Not showing the demonstration, but he was inside his bathroom, and he was like, yo, we got this bowl. We don't use a regular toilet. We have a bowl. We have a bucket, inside the toilet. And when we take a shit, we bury the odor with wood chips. Because wood chips, when you bury odor with wood chips, you can't smell the odor. I'm like, that shit sounds so fucking simple, but I never knew that fucking shit. I'm like, wow, I'm such a fucking city slicker. Yo, I'm amazed by that. Just that simple shit. You get just for that simple shit. Literally, I'm amazed by the shit. You know, actually do that. I was amazed. And he was like, and when it comes to nature, ain't nothing to waste. Ain't nothing to waste. So he had me thinking far out. Like, what about if I had a broken cell phone that don't work? Can I can I build a mini small garden? Can I grow food out my motherfucking broken cell phone? Yo, nature is abundant. Nature is a recyclable environment. And everything that we use in this modern day city world comes from nature. And I already knew that for years, but I'm like, wow. Wow. This what wealth is really. This is what wealth really is, man. This is what it really is. You know? This is really wealth. Living in nature, man. Being self-sufficient. Not living like a motherfucking slave or a tax slave, man. And living within the clutches of these motherfucking greedy ass motherfuckers. These greedy ass corporate motherfuckers who I really feel sorry for. Because when you're a greedy ass motherfucker and you feel like you need more and more and more and more and more, and you need to enslave more and more people, you know, I feel sorry for a motherfucker like that. A motherfucker like that would never be rich in heart. Never. A motherfucker like that, you know what I'm saying, would never be rich in heart. Would never have spiritual currencies. You know, people like that don't even know what happiness is. They think happiness is, you know, blood-sucking motherfuckers to live in luxury. And I feel sorry for the motherfuckers. I'm not even mad at the motherfuckers. I feel sorry for them. And I feel sorry for their mama. I feel sorry for their mamas. I'm like, damn. Your mother probably wasn't shit when she had you. And your father. God damn. I'm like, who raised these motherfuckers? You know, apart in my TK Kirkland. But who raised these motherfuckers? You know what I'm saying? To think this way, you gotta feel sorry for them. You know? Anyway, I'm out. I gotta go to work, man. Yo, anybody that would like to donate to my tour, to the Grind Ethiks tour, let me know. Like I said, the first stop is Atlanta, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? You know, especially if you're from Atlanta or Georgia in general, you know, I'll appreciate if you hit me with a little donation. Anyway, I'm out. And remember, peoples, tell a friend to tell a friend that's all about the motherfucking grind. Basically.